Welcome to Flesh and Pod, a flesh and blood podcast breaking down weekly news and notes from the tournament scene, community drama, game strategy, and more. And now, here are your hosts, Abby, Jordan, and Logan.
Hello, and welcome to episode 23 of Flesh and Pod. My name is Abby, and I am your host. With me, as always, are Logan and Jordan. Little disclaimer for everybody. The pollen in Ohio has decided it is now time to go crazy, so I am very nasally because of that, so I'm sorry that it probably sounds awful, but I'll do my best not to sound terrible.
You don't sound like Fran Drescher or anything. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah,
Abby is single-handedly keeping the CVS next to us busy with their tissue supply.
It has been nonstop.
Right.
It's awful.
Yeah. If
It's
anybody
been terrible.
would like to help me prevent refinancing my mortgage to afford Abby's tissues, that'd be nice.
Right. I prefer the one with the Vicks in it because my nose hurts.
Oh, the cash out refi for
Oh.
cold supplies.
Yeah.
My God.
Wells Fargo's dream, you know.
Right? Jesus.
All right. So, Logan, we'll start with you. What did you do in Flesh and Blood this week?
I played nothing.
Oh.
Outside of today,
Hold on. Did we swap?
we might have. Outside of today, where I helped with some Pro Tour play testing, I played no armories. I played no events. I was in Orlando. Got back from Orlando. There's our traditional Saturday armory. I was on a golf course because it was the one gorgeous day we're going to get in Iowa this year. And I just could not be out in it. And then by the time I got off the course, and there's a lot of road construction around the course I play at, and so my ability to get to the game store on time was basically zero. And I don't like being that guy that like, hey, can you guys hold up the event for me? I'm running. I don't like being that guy. I don't, not saying anything about anybody that wants to be that person. I'm not that person. That's just it.
Sure.
Right.
I despise being late. So if I'm going to be late, I'm just not going to show up.
Mm-hmm.
So I just decided then to go hang out with some buds and have a couple of drinks and watch some NBA playoffs. And then, I did some Pro Tour testing stuff today, trying to figure out decks for our peoples. And that's it. That's what I did. I bought a lightsaber. Does that matter?
That's pretty cool.
Okay.
That does.
As long as you...
How many people is Iowa sending into the Pro Tour specifically?
For the PT, I think it's one. I think it's only Dagan.
Only Dagan, okay. I know a bunch of you guys are going for the calling and stuff, but
several of us, yeah. Basically, it's I feel like this event is going to be something, and my goal is to get James White to sign one of our jerseys in silver Sharpie. So I have a James White signed copyright infringing jersey. So that's my goal.
That's what I need. That's what I need when we get back from Jersey is a letter from him. Hey, I signed this, so I know it exists. If you could
just not.
That's what I need. Yeah.
We didn't think that we'd last 23 episodes, sir. Fucking sorry.
That's right.
I really didn't think about like merchantability, and I had never looked at their policy, and then we did one day, and we were like,
They may take offense to this.
Yeah, they might.
We probably should think that through.
Which is like obviously my great nightmare, and I'm a pain in the ass about it too. So I'm like, guys, we're going to jail.
Yeah, he's thinking that we suddenly have a record, and that the FBI is currently monitoring our podcast because of the fact that we have.
Well, it's actually Interpol, right? Because it's
Interpol. Yeah, we have infringed upon a New Zealand copyright in basically zero ways because we do not monetize anything.
Zero.
So, but it's still humorous to watch him just clutch the pearls as hard as possible. They are dust at this point.
You can tell I get bored at work because I'm like I'm writing memos instead of for my job. I'm writing memos for Flesh and Pod's legal status.
Yes.
For the podcast with 3 people, friends that do this casually.
It's a whole thing.
Like y'all, honestly, our listeners and community that we have make it so it's really hard to be casual about it because they're just they demand that they want more. Like, can you guys do like a 3-hour episode? Who do you think I am?
Nah, there's WrestleMania paper. There's wrestling pay-per-view on the night.
Backlash. That's right.
Backlash. That's
WrestleMania.
That's right. There's an I Quit match. That's the most important part.
If you bought me a chair that also like mainlined beer into me and also gave me enemas, I might be in. But I'm trying to make it as I'm trying to make it as just esoteric and like narrow as possible.
You heard it here, folks. That's all it takes.
All it takes is the enema chair is all it takes. Yeah. Fuck.
That's
Jordan, what
funny.
about you?
Same deal. Played a little bit of Flush. Or sorry, I guess not the same deal. I'm used to you saying you played.
Right.
A little bit of Flush. I actually played a little bit of Flesh and Blood this week. Got people. We got some testing for the calling done. Taught a couple of friends Tabletop Simulator.
TTS is a good tool.
Yeah, so some guys that are very analog in the way they prefer to test, and just not familiar with the tool, got them up to speed on it a little bit and changing hearts and minds. So that was good. I've been playing a lot of Chain and a lot of Starvo.
Good choices.
I mean I know that Fab Twitter has basically settled on that Chain is probably the best deck in this format, given that like in a new format you just want to attack people, and Chain does that very well. But holy shit, is that deck hard? And like I am just a banana and like can't figure it out. And Starvo does virtually much of the same thing that it was doing. There are two versions of Starvo running around, and so I'm if I could play Chain 25 more times this week, I would play Chain at the calling.
We can grind that out.
Well, I also told people I'd play a bunch of Starvo like as like the dummy deck for them just to test various versions. So I'm not sure.
And hear me out.
Yeah.
Don't.
Well, yeah, fair. That's also fair. I don't know if I could get Starvo or a Chain ready, man. I don't know. There's
I just
so
know
many lines.
that there's a lot of tall buildings in the area that we're going to be in, and I don't know if I can play Starvo and be around them safely. So I'm trying to find anything else.
No, that's fair.
I'm trying Herald Aggro Prism, which seems to clap most things and then loses to Starvo. I'm trying out just Bravo Showstopper. Like, can we do this?
Oh god.
And I was playing okay heads up with some Bravo players, or Starvo players, but the good ones were beating me.
Yeah, I think they're just doing it a little bit better.
Right, and then playing Chain into Starvo, I'm actually doing quite well.
That's interesting.
But it's also just I don't know that I want to turn my brain into oatmeal.
That's fair.
And I'm pickling it with fermented grain is totally fine. Oatmeal, not fine. Not the consistency is just too much for me to have it in my head. So,
yeah, I don't know. Same deal. I mean, like I like playing Chain. It's a very fun deck to play.
It's dredged with a couple extra steps, but yeah.
Right. Yeah, no, I think I just enjoy like the loop and like getting in Eclipse turn is like very fun.
Oh, you feel like a shiny golden god at that point.
Yeah, like I took 6 actions. Like hell yeah.
I'm gonna play this instant
5
that
plus.
makes a 6, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, like I have a permanent in this game. There's no permanents in this video game, you know?
Video game? We don't play.
Yeah, I see. I've been calling card games video games lately.
They're not.
They're definitely not. I'm just stuck. Just kind of stuck in this bad word loop. But no, I've enjoyed like playing the new format a little bit. I'm ready for Uprising.
Yeah, I'm very ready for an Uprising.
I'm hoping that it actually changes the format, unlike Everfest, which just like I guess it did because it added Starvo.
It changed it quite a bit.
I guess it's fair. I think it more just like did this. Everything else was virtually the same. We just added a new top dog. Would you think that's fair to describe? Like it changed it by virtue of making a new top dog, but I mean, we still have Prism, we still have Briar, we still had Viscerai, which everybody thought was going to be the best heading into Everfest. It was
pretty good, but
yeah.
Every one of those gained something significant from Everfest. Swarming Gloomveil, Miraging Metamorph, all the auras for Prism. Starvo got Starvo shit. Again, you still have a couple of pieces that you get for some Chain decks out of there. You have, because they play Runic Reclamation out of the sideboard if nothing else.
Sure.
All these decks get a thing, and then you also turned Blitz upside down because now.
Okay, you're right. I'm not even thinking about Blitz. Yeah, because you're right that it added depth and I think a little bit of character to the classic constructed meta. I don't think it did any upheaval of like sets.
No.
But of like the tier list outside of like Stravo, obviously. But you're right. It did add that depth and character, and then change splits entirely.
I've had a very hard face turn on Everfest. I think it's a good product. I think I'm fully on board that it's a good product.
I think based on our conversation, I think it's a good product. I don't know if I would advise someone to go buy it.
No, I mean, I would, after they like had bought other things to build the bases, I would say, okay, hop into Everfest and grab stuff. Don't get crude. Like, nobody wants to get crude because I think that we're in a spot where a year from now or 18 months from now, somebody be like, oh, this deck list looks great. I'm going to go build it. Fuck, those cards are in Everfest. And just be kind of screwed out of it, which is kind of the crew feeling, right?
Sure.
It's like, oh, okay, I got these. I've got all these warrior cards. Where the fuck? Oh, god damn it, it's in Crucible. I mean, that happens to people now.
What did I just need to buy on TCG Player the other day where I had purchased everything except 2 random shadow cards for Chain? And
Modrian Skies?
No, it was 2 shadow puppetries. Never mind, Monarch.
Puppetries.
That's Monarch.
Okay,
never mind.
Yeah.
I randomly just didn't have 2 shadow puppetries.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, okay, I guess I need that. But anyway, I get what you mean. I've had that experience with Crucible a lot.
Yeah.
As I'm completing the sets. So, Abby, what'd you do in Flesh and Blood this week? Sorry, I monopolized a lot of time.
Yeah.
Okay. No marital strife. Just
no, I played a couple games with Jordan, Closet Constructed, because he doesn't want to play Blitz with me.
Did he buy you like an auto shuffler or something?
No, I made him shuffle both times. That is now the stipulation. If he asks me to play, he has to do the shuffling.
Yep.
But we played Chain and Starvo, and we just flipped back and forth. So, haven't done any prep for what I'll do at New Jersey, but that's pretty far for me. So,
are you just playing the Battle Hardened in New Jersey, or are you going to try to play the Classic Constructed and make a judge shuffle your deck every round? Because that's pretty great.
No, I bought the side event package.
Oh, okay.
The limited one.
WTR sealed. I'm going to do that.
Absolutely.
I forget. There was another one that I was looking at, and then
it was sealed for every set on Saturday.
Yeah, I want to do.
I did not see an Arcane sealed.
There's not an Arcane Rising one that I saw.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I saw WTR Monarch and Tails. Was what I saw.
And there's a Shapeshifter one that I think you wanted to do.
Oh yeah, I might do that one.
I know I'm going to play a lot of Limited on Friday, specifically.
Gotcha. You guys getting in Thursday night?
I get in Thursday, very early.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Oh, because Dagan has to be there for the dinner on Thursday night.
Yeah, he's on a different flight, I think.
Oh, okay.
But he's on the same flight back as me on Tuesday.
It's still 6 to 5 and pick him if we fly or if we drive.
6 to 5 on pick.
Yeah. Like the flights have been like getting a little bit better. Right now, it's $360 a person round trip.
I don't even want to tell you what I paid.
Was it good or bad?
It was far better than what you're seeing.
Yes.
Oh God. So it was originally $180 round trip, and we were like, "No, we'll drive." And then gas is now $5 a gallon for my car because I drove a Volkswagen, so I have to take premium and vomit at $4.97 a gallon. So
yeah,
what'd you get it for?
178 was my round trip at the end of it.
You're disgusting.
Yeah, I'm pretty my flight to Vegas was 170 round trip.
Seriously?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, where are you getting your flights at?
Allegiant.
Allegiant. It was $1,000 for us through Allegiant today.
Allegiant is busted from Des Moines. Like Des Moines is an Allegiant hub.
Oh, okay.
And has planes that are based in Des Moines that have to be back in Des Moines every day.
Abby, 2 flights. They're $248 right now.
To Jersey?
Yeah.
Snap it off.
That may be a Snapperino. It doesn't matter.
I won't fly Spirit.
EWR is where this is good radio, by the way, and that's what I want, right?
Yes, EWR is.
This is terrible radio. This is god fucking awful radio.
Okay, well, you do that.
Our listeners are going to be sitting here going, "Oh God, this is the best thing I've ever heard," and we're like, "Oh, we are boring you with
$500 round trip
for 2."
That's for 2. Yeah,
is it Thursday to Monday or Friday to Monday?
Friday to Monday.
Okay.
Snap. You good with that?
Yep. Let's do it.
What time do you want to leave? Let's just finish this on the radio.
Jesus, come the fuck on.
Whatever time is that much money.
Whatever.
Oh, duh. Okay.
Time is
Because
money, friends.
you're gonna have to get whatever
Time is
one
money,
the options
friends.
are.
All right, cool. I'll just do this. You guys talk for a
Okay.
little bit. And,
So we'll move on to our news this week. Got a few items to cover. First one, History Pack 1 is officially out.
And hideous.
I haven't opened any, and I'm not happy about it.
Oh, it is. The cards are disgusting, because they're white bordered, and I love them to death. I've never been happier looking at something so hideous in my life. I have now switched out all the null rune in my decks to be white bordered, because null rune deserves to be white bordered. Actually, the white bordered tokens that are actually quite good looking.
I've seen a bunch of the heroes with the white border, and I like those.
Those look pretty good.
Yeah.
I've got a Data Doll and a Cavdeen and a Benji, and they all look pretty good. I've also continued my my ability to rip the card Art of War at all points in time.
Oh, really?
I have 2 white bordered copies to go with my 6 black bordered copies.
There you go.
If anybody needs Art of War, I am your Huckleberry, I guess. I just pull that card. But like Crippling Crush is just like glaringly white. It is.
Oh yeah,
it's horrible, and I love it. Plunder Runs look terrible, and I'm here for it because that is another card that is kind of a meme. So, for different reasons, but I actually think the product is very good. I know that right now we're seeing some supply constraints, specifically in the US. I don't know what it's like overseas right now. So if any of our listeners from overseas can help weigh in the Discord, that'd be great. But I think that this is a catch-up product for people. And the biggest areas of catch-up are APAC and Euro, right?
Right.
So I think that a lot of the allocation right now is there. And then they're also kind of just, they're releasing in trickles instead of waves, so that the product gets to who it needs to get to, which is, I think, very important and is a good distinction.
Are the history packs paper?
They are not. They are plasticky goodness.
Jordan, when are we getting ours?
Whenever we go to the store that has one. We just haven't been to the store. They came out Thursday. We haven't been in the store. We've been busy.
I heard there's this place in Mansfield called The Realm.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yep.
Friend of the show.
Wow, friend of the show.
We were there today. It's been not at the Realm, but in Mansfield.
In Mansfield.
It has been a weekend for sure. But yeah, we drove up to Mansfield to drive back to Columbus immediately after.
How far is that drive?
From our house to my parents' house, it's about an hour and 15 minutes.
I'm trying to contribute to the bad radio, so now we're going to talk.
Yeah, so we are on the south side of Columbus, so you have to go through Columbus and then up. But
now, is that the hood in Columbus, or is that like?
So we live on the border. No, but
we live in like the poorest suburb of Columbus. That makes sense.
Okay.
So like
we live in like a classic white picket fence neighborhood,
right?
But it is people that are lower on the income bracket. Yeah, like we're all starting kind of thing.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
But I think the history pack is it's good ultimately. It's good that they're not just flooding places with it to just tank the prices of everything. But it's also very interesting that we're seeing, because of supply constraints, people are trying to like sell white bordered history pack things for, the same or whatever as their other counterparts. And it's like, nah, but as soon as history pack like Command and Conquer show up on TCG Player for like sub $40, people just buy them immediately.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it's a good product for that.
All right. Item number 2. Talk about this a little bit already. The Pro Tour and the Calling New Jersey are right around the corner.
And we'll be there.
That's right.
In our full fappitude.
All 3 of us.
I'm really excited.
And I'm super pumped. So
I'm so thrilled now that we're flying. It's all I've ever wanted.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn. I haven't decided if I want to stay in like the comfort class or if I want to move up to first class on my flights yet. But I'll figure it out eventually. I'm
actually adding economy plus seating on right now.
Yeah, I do main cabin plus or whatever. So
I don't even know what that means. We always fly Southwest, and you just
longer, like bigger leg room and on nicer seat. a little cushier.
Oh my god, this flight is 2 to a row as well. Let's go.
Okay, we're really stretching the idea of bad radio.
Oh
into
yeah, we
new
sure
fucking-
are.
Like we're
Who
new fucking
gives a
places.
shit? Dude, as a big guy, you get the slogan. As a
I
big guy
100% get
flying, like the
That
fact
2
that I
row
don't
is-
have to burden a stranger with my size is like, God bless.
No,
Like when my
it's
sister
real.
and I flew to Florida with her fiance, it was great because my Abby sat in a row with my parents and I sat in a row with her and her girlfriend, and they are both skinny. My sister and her girlfriend are both skinny, so it was great. It burdened no one. Like it was
Oh, yeah.
wonderful. Anyway, we talk about travel and like the perks of leveling up to like go to events a lot,
Mhm.
and that's the thing you got to think about is like, how am I going to get there? Am I going to be comfortable? Am I going to hate myself?
I have
Right.
100% apologized to a person next to me in a plane for the size of my ass on more than one occasion.
Yeah, just like, hey man,
And-
I'm a big guy. I'm really sorry.
Sorry about
Like,
the size. Yeah, sorry that I'm like that. I have a giant ass, and
Yeah, yeah.
and I have broad shoulders, and it's really going to incur a little
Yeah.
bit on your comfort as well.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
usually try to plan. I usually try to kind of look at seating and plot it out to where I can potentially take like an aisle or a window where somebody else is taking the other aisle or window, so that somebody just doesn't pick the middle seat.
Right.
Yeah,
Try
yeah.
to play that game a little bit when I'm flying solo, and then but yeah, otherwise it's you feel like a burden at times.
For
And
sure.
I get
For
that.
sure. Yeah, yeah, and I mean, like it's just not one of those things that you just do it, you know, and it is what it is, right?
Yeah, I mean, I remember sitting next to an NFL O-line coach on a plane, and we're just like, I guess,
Yeah.
and just shrug your shoulders, like, all right,
Right. Yeah, like everybody gets it, you know. It is what it is.
yeah, it's
You know?
fine. But I get it. Like I'm with you. Like the 2 to a row thing, pretty hot. We are really fucking ourselves on quality content today.
Great. Love
Right,
it.
right. Well, it was a slow news week, so
Well, but here's the thing: the quality of the content is going to be way better next week because we're going to have the whole pro tour to talk about.
We will.
So
but
you know,
the calling, I'm really excited though. Like I just want to see everybody. I want to catch drinks. I want to catch food. I want to catch. I want to
can't
catch up
wait
with
for
people
food.
that I haven't seen. I want to hang out with you two. The entire gambit of things
Yes.
you can do.
Yep.
And
I am very excited.
I love how this community feels at a gathering. It doesn't feel awkward. The community just kind of comes together, and is super chill. So shout out to everybody that we're going to see. If you are going to be there, please hop in Discord and let us know you're going to be there. I know that there's a lot of people from other content creation streams that we talked to that are going to be there. So there's going to be a lot of people to just kind of, if you haven't seen us in person and don't really know us for outside of the hearing our voices or watching us on YouTube every week, come say hi. Like we are
Yes.
genial people.
Come say hi. Remember the appropriate ways we've talked about saying hi in
Yes.
previous episodes.
Yeah.
So we don't have any weird interactions, but come say hi.
But yeah, I very much so pride myself on being approachable until I'm not. And typically not being approachable is in reacting to somebody else not being somebody that is not worth approaching. But
Right.
almost everybody that I've interacted with in this game has been just super quality humans. And so please come say hi. I would love to see you. Love to talk to you.
Yeah. Same thing here. Is like I think you'll find that Logan and I and Abby as well, all three of us, are like maybe the most approachable people you'll meet. So, like we can bullshit with anybody for
Absolutely.
probably any amount of time. So
About almost anything.
yeah, right.
right.
Whatever you like, we could probably find out a way to have
That's
an
right.
opinion on it.
Like, you want to talk about how hard it is to walk in heels? Fuck, I can walk in heels. I've walked in heels for money before. It's great. I mean, not like that. God, that came out wrong.
It's
Oh,
also
wow.
not great. It's very
Let's-
uncomfortable.
It is, especially when you have size 15 feet, but it's, I don't want to talk, like, let's move on.
Okay, so the Pro Tour number 2, we got some details on that.
Got
So
some deets.
it is going to be in Lille. Is that
I think it's Lille.
Lille.
Lille?
relay.
Lille. Lily or Lille. It's one of the two.
Okay,
I'm
because
not very French.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say Lily because that's what it looks like, and I was like, I assume that's 1,000% incorrect.
Yeah, it's
So I'm, you know what? Well, I'm just gonna say Paris because it's by Paris, and everybody knows what that is.
It's in France.
Exactly. So that is going to be the weekend of August 26th through the 28th.
These motherfuckers, they did us dirty because they did something cool, and now I want to go because now the Pro Tour has
some time.
The Pro Tour has Uprising Draft now.
Uh-huh.
It's hybrid, and that makes me I want to,
and that's really cool, right? Like I want that.
And then the Battle Hardened on Sunday is sealed.
Yep.
Like, let's fucking go.
Yeah, that's
this
a cool
is my
tournament.
jam.
I would rather have not have gone to New Jersey and instead gone to Lille.
Yeah.
But
kinda, yeah.
I think also it's just like a hard sell to go to Secaucus, New Jersey or France. You know, like insert the Secaucus, New Jersey of France, and that's even better. You know, like because it's still France.
Not to offend our friends in New Jersey. Shouts to our friends in New Jersey, but yeah, I think I'd rather just go to Europe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
By like a considerable margin, right?
Right. It's kind of amusing that a lot of the people that are going to be looking at like, oh, God damn it, I can't afford I don't want to spend this money to fly to Vegas. Are going to look at Lille tickets and go like, or I can just go to here for the same money right now, which in a lot of places that's just true.
Yeah, exactly.
So which is sad. I mean, I plan on being in Vegas. I bought tickets to Vegas. I know a lot of other people just aren't going to, and I get it. But I very much so feel like, Vegas is kind of my town. Usually you go 2 to 3 times a year when the world's not on fire. So I haven't been back for a good time in Vegas in 3 years or whatever it's been. So I'm hyped to go back. I'm just sad that I won't have everybody to go back with. Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
We looked at going, but
again, flights
are like
notice. I mean,
notice is huge.
Got 6 weeks of notice to figure it out, and people are just like, "Yeah, I'm off it," and I get it. I mean, the funny part is, I talked to Keith about this too, where from the Rob is just like, "Yeah, a lot of the guys around here are like, I could go to Vegas, but I'm just going to go to the 10K in Columbus instead," and I'm like, "I'm not talking you out of it."
Yeah, right. Like that's actually just probably better value and like going to be just as well ran of a tournament. Mm-hmm. So like,
or better.
Get there. Yeah. Right. Well, since prices have came down, let's just check real quick. Nope, still $500 a piece. Never mind.
What's
up?
Crown of Providence was the other thing, right?
Yeah, it's on there. I'm trying to find it in the article. I don't even know.
It's in the article as the winning as the top prize in the Pro Tour, right?
You might have to click on the Pro Tour Lille event details, and then you scroll down to like where the prizes are. Yeah.
Well, so, it just says Pro Tour Champion prize card.
Plus gold legendary of their... Wait,
Heroes
did they change it?
Talent / PTI.
Oh, they must have changed it. Literally. Oh, no, keep scrolling down. It's under... It might be the calling.
It's the
calling.
It's the calling.
Yeah. Because if you control F for Crown of Providence.
Gold, cold, foil, Crown of Providence.
Oh, okay. Nice.
What the fuck is a Crown of Providence?
Yeah, I don't know. There's been some good spoilers, or some good speculation, rather. One of the guys from Fresh and Bud said, it's pay 1, put a card from your arsenal on the bottom of your library. If you do, deal 1 arcane damage to an opponent. I was like, oh, what a cycle that would be.
Right. How about not that?
Yeah, please not that.
How about just like, I don't know, what the fuck would you do with a generic head? I mean, that's good, but not too good. Like,
right.
In theory, your bar is Arcanite Skullcap, right? Like, if it's playable, it's better than Skullcap.
Right.
And Skullcap is effectively a block 2, sometimes has other relevant text.
Yes.
Kind of hard to beat. So if it's a block 2 naturally without extra steps, maybe it's tempered, maybe it's and then has some ability. I would really like this to be something fun where it's a block 2 and then it like when it's destroyed something happens.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And it can only block weapon. It can only block something. Have something where it has a drawback that it can only block certain things. And then, but when it's destroyed, it does a thing. I know that's super vague, but I have spent 0 minutes thinking about this.
Right.
And this is me doing what I normally do, which is just completely off the dome with zero forethought.
I think that's cool.
I think,
to be honest,
I would like to see a design space where this card is at least competes for that head slot in the generic classing.
Yeah,
that's what I would like to see. But I'm guaranteeing it's probably a card from Uprising. It's probably like Blade Break. When this is destroyed, create a fucking dragon or something. But who knows?
Completely agree.
It's probably a Rune Blade equipment too.
Yeah.
not even a generic. Yeah.
No.
Gross.
And then our last piece of news. So the at the competition in Krakow, they raised $75,000 for Ukrainian refugees.
Fuck yes, they did.
Yep.
I had no idea.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Didn't know they were doing it until I read this article.
And you know
That's
what?
awesome.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Like, I think we've been pretty clear on this show that we are very much pro the Ukrainian people and standing with them as they survive the musings of a madman for the most part.
Yep.
And any amount of money that we raise for the people of of Ukraine is just absolutely like all day. I know. I put anonymous on every donation I do, but I've donated a few different times because I have money sitting around sometimes. I just absolutely, this is a great thing, and I think that here on the show we have been very, very unnuanced in our support of Ukraine and the Ukrainian people.
Mm-hmm.
Completely. And I think it's awesome to see LSS do that. And they said they were inspired by like fab players in Ukraine. The article kind of talks about how they tried to get James White tried to get a hold of some fab players in Ukraine. I think it's the Fabrica guys, and he couldn't, and was like, "Holy shit, this is scary!" And it turns out that someone's house had been destroyed, but like fab players from across Europe like put them up and like took care of them, and like that's just awesome.
That's a fucking community right there.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Like, yes, absolutely. I mean, again, I can't say enough times how proud I am to be part of this community. It just always seems to do the right thing as a community.
For sure.
And I feel great about it. That makes me very unlikely to ever walk away as long as the game is still playable.
Right. Just because like the people that make Flesh and Blood great are great.
Right.
And it's kind of funny because this gives us a great idea of what the community is like. And Reddit, on the other hand, gives us an example of how the community is terrible.
Fuck.
Back to Reddit. Actually, this Reddit thread of the week actually isn't that bad this week.
This is
back to the Reddit thread of the week.
The banger to end all bangers of Reddit.
No, not really. Actually, they're just talking about how the prices on some of the legendaries in the history packs are wild. Findel Spring Tunic is actually it's down since this Reddit thread, but it is the most expensive Findel Spring Tunic that's out there right now. Is the history pack one
that you can pull out of the pack.
Right. Between
There's
Welcome to Wraith, Crucible, and History Pack
History
Volume
Pack.
1.
Yep.
History Pack Volume 1 is the most expensive. That is just a temporary market irrationality because it is brand new, right? Like the first person to open a tunic in History Pack opened the only one in the world for a second, right?
Right. It's
that
like
has
screwed up a
tremendous
ridiculous
value.
number. Right.
Right. So like the guy in the Reddit thread talks about it being 350. Is what the TCG player
It was
value
for a minute.
was. It's down to 220 now, I think.
Point being, right now, I'm pretty sure that these are all just temporary things. I've seen that we have spots where cards have been put up for like reasonable prices, and then these reasonably priced cards have sold immediately. I think that eventually is going to get to a point where the reasonably priced card goes up and then doesn't sell immediately. And that's your actual floor.
Right.
So ignore these $70 white bordered CNCs. Wait for more of the sub $40 ones. They'll keep showing up eventually.
Exactly.
Don't be in a rush to think, oh God, the market is just these things are just going to keep going up. No. This is trending the other direction. Just be patient.
Yep, completely agree.
All right, so our first listener question this week is from Teeter Dance. Lighthearted question time. Okay, so we have humans, orcs, a robot, and a demon servant of
Blasphemous.
Blasphemous, Jesus, as heroes. Dragon spirits and demons are allies, but are there any other fantasy non-human species that you would like to see represented as either a hero, an ally, or mentor?
Okay. Isn't Valda a dwarf?
Is she? Or is she just a human?
No.
Or is she just a human? Because, like, the dude on Belittle looks like a dwarf.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if that is like if he's like a dwarf or if that is like being inclusive of like little people into the game.
So on one hand, I'm either an asshole or I'm pointing out that, like, there's already dwarves on cards.
Yeah, it's a 50 ball, and I think you're coming at it from a good place, so you at least get the softened blow regardless.
Right. Well, fair enough.
Well, it is a fantasy world, right?
So I would like dwarves. I'm a big dwarf guy. Like, D&D, I like always played dwarves, and World of Warcraft, I always played dwarves. Like, just dwarf me. Like, I'm always loved dwarves. So that's probably where I'm at. I want some bash fucking skull dwarf.
That's fair. No, that's fair. I'm a big elf guy myself. Like a magic elf type of character. We have rangers. They're human rangers right now, but I think when people hear elf, they often think of rangers. But I'm definitely like a wood/dark magic elf. Beer 2 show.
This is the New Glarus spotted cow that one of my roommates here at the house decided to bring home a case of spotted cow. So I will drink cow.
Sure.
If it is available. It is.
Why wouldn't you?
Anybody that is in the brews for Bravo channel, we discuss a lot of beers, but this is I call that there's a parade, and this goes to my dwarf thing too, because dwarves also are known for their prowess of drinking. But there's a parade of what I call inoffensive good beers, like beers that most anybody can drink. In the East, it's Yingling. You can just drink Yingling. It's real easy to drink Yingling. In the Midwest, it's Spotted Cow. It's from New Glarus, Wisconsin. You can only get it in Wisconsin, but it just drinks nice. That's all there is to it.
Huh.
Anchor Steam, probably on the West Coast, is probably the closest thing. But
sure,
yeah, I cheers.
Cheers, Abby. What is your preferred race to add?
Mine would also be elves. So.
Gotcha.
We're pretty.
Can we get some like
on there?
Minotaurs?
Like Minotaurs would be cool. Tauren would be cool. Some like horde-esque races would be sweet.
Some Pandarans.
Ooh, like a panda people. What's the cat people? Abby, you played one.
That's EverQuest, isn't it?
Abby, you played one of D&D once.
What was it?
Oh, everybody that plays D&D is now screaming at their radio. Like,
I guess like I played like lots of 2nd and 3rd edition.
So there's a new class. Oh, cat people leads to you. That's a good, interesting Google. The Tabaxi. They're a 5e. They're a 5e race.
Okay, that's why I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. I'm old.
Yeah, they're in expansion to 5e. They're in like a supplemental guide to 5e.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, that's fair.
But okay, like that sounds good.
Yeah, they're basically just like cat humanoids.
Yeah, I mean, you can also get werewolves, maybe. I mean, if you want to start doing some horror shit, like vamps and werewolves.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I can get behind that. Question number 2 is from Fighting Walloon.
Waloo.
Can you share any examples of games you have played where one player has used a bluff or hidden information to pull off a great play or lead their opponents to make a bad play?
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
So I learned playing Ninja that if you just constantly represent Razor Reflex, your opponents will go into apoplectic seizures and will eventually start like, okay, well, I have to overblock this thing because if I get razored, and you're just like, okay. And you just kind of keep doing that over and over and over again, even if you don't have it. Representing pummels is another thing. I've done that a lot. In Magic, it's always literally holding onto a card and 2 open mana. That's it. Like, send tweet. Like, they're playing around the Doomblade, the counterspell. Okay, just make them do it. But keeping a card arsenal and leaving that card arsenal. So today, playing against Alexi with just Bravo Showstopper, I arsenaled a card, and it was a Crippling Crush. But I sat there and played the entire time like it was a pummel. Like, always have 2 resources floating. Always have a card available with 1 resource floating, so I have a pitch. And you just kept playing around the pummel. And eventually it was like they counted their deck and went, oh, I'm going to get fatigued. And I'm like, you've been blocking with 3 cards this whole time when you just didn't need to.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, but you're going to get fatigued now.
Right.
It's that type of thing. And the bluffs in this game are harder, mainly because there are less cards. And the 2 things that I've always found to be most important when you're playing card games are being aware of what people could have. What are the outcomes if they do have it? Like, can you actually play around it? Or if you keep playing around it, are you just dead? And then also on top of all of that, don't die to on the board tricks. This is probably the hardest thing to do in card games, because you look and you calculate all the information and you forget to glance over and see there's a fucking breaking scales, or that they have the ability to activate shock charmers multiple times or something, something just real innocuous that's just been there the whole time that is public information. And you're just like, oh shit. Right.
That's been on the board since we started.
This has been public information the entire time. It happens more in limited than it does in constructed, I think, just because life totals and the decks themselves.
You're often just less aware of like what your opponent's deck does, like as a whole.
Right. But yes, on the board tricks are a pain in the ass to keep track of when you're trying to do the calculus for everything else as well. But so sometimes you just, and as the opposite side of it, sometimes you just have to do the thought process of, okay, they're representing a pummel. If they play pummel, I'm dead. If they don't play pummel, I kill them. If I play around the pummel, what are my best outcomes? And if your best outcome is, well, I'm still dead, it's just going to take 2 more turns, don't play around the pummel. Make them have it. If they don't have it, kill them.
Yeah, there definitely comes some times where you just go, okay, if they have this, I'm dead. And like that's just the way the game goes.
I've kind of always been in, and this has been problematic at times as well, but it's also won me games at times where I'm firmly in the make them have it camp.
Yep.
There are 3 of any particular card in a deck. And I will just look at their graveyard and I see 2 of them gone, and I look at their deck and what's left. It's like, okay, let's play the math. And sometimes I die from it.
For sure.
Happens. But that doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing it. I mean, I've been doing it my entire life. Entire life strong. I did not start playing Flesh and Blood when Jordan brought the tablets down from Mount Sinai. But
it's okay. Well, actually, that John Smith guy, he had them buried in his backyard.
Were they in gold? I think they're in gold, right?
Is that what they were in? Yeah. The shiny tablets made of gold.
Yeah, the shiny tablets made of gold.
Yeah. Yep.
Jordan, what about you?
Actually, I was just thinking of a game from testing recently. We had a pretty sick turn. I wish I could remember what he thought he had a really sweet. I had double blocked a Herald or something, and he played a combat trick that
was it lunging press.
I don't know if it was against Prism now that I say it, because I think it's the only combat trick that I can actively think of. But there became a bit where I ended up being able to Art of War for defense.
Yep.
And it felt really good out of Arsenal. And we both so I asked him, I said, I was like, hey, I want to talk about this line. Should I be Art of Warring right now? And because it was a testing game. So I played it and I said, is this even good? We were just like, wait, yeah, this is amazing. Art of Warring on defense to get around the combat trick felt really good. Instantly +2 defense. Yeah, it feels good. Blink is another example of a card that I think is very combat tricky. Mm-hmm. Especially as the Starvo into Prism. They're like, all right, you have a really neat Starvo turn. Here's your ALS, or here is another aura that is going to be a pain for you to deal with. And then you get to actually regain your tempo back with a blink, and that feels really good too.
In Starvo, I've actually been able to blink and time skippers in one turn and kill 2 auras and hit them.
Oh, sure.
Feels great.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's a decent answer, right?
Holy shit! 3 action points.
And then our last question is from Lone Road Ninja, and it's tips for playing sealed at one of the premier events where most of the cards will be unknown.
Okay, Jordan, you're up.
Man, I really think that when this comes up, you should just vibe, man. I know that like we as all have this like spiky mentality where we're like, how do we get the most EV out of this event? I think if you just like focus on reading the cards and play the ones that sound good, that you're actually going to be fine.
Yeah.
I have a dumb question.
Yeah.
So for the last 4, I guess I don't remember with Arya, but for Everfest, we knew every card in the set like 2 weeks before they came out. Is that like a common thing? I don't know. So I'm asking.
My guess is the last reveals for Uprising will happen right before the premiere event. And so you'll have the ability to look at cards ahead of time. You won't have the ability to like absorb everything. Because the premiere event is a week before the pre-release, which is a week before the release.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So my guess is that you'll have the ability, you just won't have time. However, a lot of people go in relatively cold, and I think that's fun. I think that's interesting, and I honestly feel like that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do any research.
0
in Vegas. I'm going to do fucking 0.
Actually,
We're going to talk about the cards we talk about on the podcast, and that's as far as I'm going to go. So yeah, just vibe is such a good answer. Like, I have a hard time saying anything else other than, I mean, you can go into a lot of different things where it's like, okay, sort your cards out, then figure out what you have enough to play, and then figure out, what's your game plan, blah, blah. No, just vibe. Do the thing that feels like the most fun to do, and have a good time.
Yep. Completely, I get it, and I know that's probably not in the spirit of your question, and I'm sorry that like that's the answer we're giving you. But honest to goodness, like this is the event where I think even like the most like spikiest of spikes can just say like, you know what, I'm just gonna sling some cardboard around.
Like in total honesty, like the answer I was going to give was based around constructing a deck and picking elements or picking your talents or whatever you have available to you. And then Jordan comes in with vibe, and I'm like, that.
Yes.
That's just better. Like, I can't, just no notes. Like,
yeah,
this is the optimal time to have a good time playing this game.
Mm-hmm.
So go have a good time playing this game.
For what it's worth, I'm surprised at my answer.
I am too, because usually it's me that's like, how about you just chill? I mean, have a couple and head in and just kind of do some fun shit. And Jordan's like, no, we got a min-max.
Yeah, exactly.
And instead of the other way around, I'm like, I'm trying to construct a pretty
your 6 spreadsheets, figure it out.
A detailed answer that helps somebody and how to win games. And then Jordan comes in with is normally my answer, and my brain immediately shuts off and goes, oh yeah, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if he pops like 3 edibles and walk on in, just vibe out.
Yeah.
Get some tracers going.
Is that legal in Vegas?
Absolutely is.
Is it?
Yes.
But they're in Australia. Like Ian's, I believe Ian's one of the Aussies. Lone Road Ninja is one of the Aussies.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I don't know if it's legal there. I have no clue. I guess I have the internet. I could figure it out. But on the same token, I mean, from what I know of down there and the people that are down that way, do not do an accent, Jordan. I will murder you where you sit.
No, do it.
What?
Are you fucking kidding?
Hello.
You want me to kill? Oh, god damn it!
Why?
I get my possum.
Oh, you got baited. Oh shit, you got baited.
I promise you that this is not happening.
Folks, you heard it here first. I will be getting a possum.
Oh my god, Jordan just got baited into a fucking possum.
I'm so excited to take your wicket. Oh,
I want to drown you in a toilet full of piss.
Oh, that'd be a sticky wicket, wouldn't it?
Fuck off.
Oh my god, it's just so bad.
Oh, gross.
All right, I'm moving on.
Get me out of here.
All right, so our current giveaway, we're doing the Rhinar versus Dorinthia dual deck. Doing it in the Discord. It's the sword react emoji thingamabob.
How many entries we have?
I don't know.
28, I believe.
28.
Real good odds right now. Get in there.
That's right. You
28,
need to have that little button selected by the 15th. We will
Has
announce
Melody
the winner
entered?
on the
'Cause that's
17th.
usually the.
Oh, there's no way we're recording Sunday. So, we
that
got to
can't
figure
be
out
right.
our show next week.
Okay, so the 16th. We'll give you
Yeah.
Oh, look at this! There's a whole lot of ability to win in this React right now. Y'all are sleeping on it.
There
This
you
is
go.
Great.
Get in there.
Yep.
Get in there.
Get in it.
And then next week we're gonna launch our next giveaway. It is the seat to the event at the Rome in Mansfield. The event is June 25th and 26th. Saturday the 25th is a 10K Classic Constructed, and Sunday the 26th is a 5K Team Blitz event.
Hey, Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan.
Yeah.
How many Ks?
15 total.
15 total Ks.
It's a lot of
Total
Ks.
Ks. Come take
That's
some
like-
of Keith's Ks.
that's
Come
like-
take them.
Prime Kershaw Ks.
That is prime Kershaw Ks.
That's real
Come,
good.
come take
That's a lot
some
of
of Keith's Ks.
Take some
He's
Ks.
giving them
Take some
out.
Ks off Keith. He's giving them away.
He doesn't want them. He's
You
like,
don't
you know
want
what? I
these
don't want your
Ks?
Ks, baby.
No, get these
They're
Ks.
your Ks.
Yeah. A
Yeah.
couple Ks off Keith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keith's
That's right.
Ks.
Keith's
Right.
Ks. Let's go get him.
He's gonna text us and be like,
He's
"What the hell,
really
guys?"
gonna be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
He's gonna be like, guys, you're
Guys,
supposed to be
seriously.
promoting it.
Come on now.
Y'all are
Um,
fired.
No, I
But
think
it's
that's a
fine.
good promotion. Like
I
Keith's
think so
Ks is a
too.
great
I
promotion.
think that's
Right.
insane. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just-
get those Ks.
You'll just turn him into ETH because you'll take all the Ks.
You're gonna change.
Um,
Oh wait, hold on. You're gonna take the Ks from Keith and turn them into ETH. So
Yeah,
they're
you're going
just
to take all the
Keiths.
Ks. So
They're
it'll
still
just be ETH.
Keiths. Yeah,
You're fired, Abby.
you're fired, Abby.
Listen. Okay. Good
That's
luck.
possum.
Good luck to all of you in your future endeavors.
Wait, you're gonna
I
future
wish you-
endeavor yourself?
You just said I was fired. I'm outie.
No. That was not a firing. That
Okay.
was
See?
kayfabe firing.
That's
So
Yeah.
that was not
All
a shoot.
right.
So
All
you
right.
need to understand.
As always, you can find us on Twitter at FlushPod. You can join our Discord. The link will be in the show notes. You can give us a 5-star review on Apple. You can subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. You can like and subscribe on YouTube. You can shoot us an email at flushandpod@gmail.com. My personal Twitter is at AbbyD83. I did one Wordle this week and got a 3.
That's good.
That's it. Logan?
You can find me on Twitter at Logan Peterson. Petersen is the last name. It's spelled correctly if you're Dutch. You've also find me in the Discord. Please get in the Discord and enter this giveaway for this Rhino versus Dorinthia dual deck, because it's one of the things that is not mine that I'm giving away. So come please win somebody else's shit. Honestly, we just like giving stuff away. It's
Yeah.
really
Yes.
a habit at this point.
Really is.
I do react a lot on Twitter. I do interact a lot on Discord. So if you're ever in the mood to vibe with me or deal with the sheer insanity of bullshit that I come up with, please hop on it. I have a lightsaber. Did I mention I have a lightsaber?
Mm.
I got a lightsaber. Hold on, it's right here.
You should
pull
post
it
a
out.
picture of it for the Discord.
No, I got it right here. They got to watch. So I got a lightsaber.
Yeah, if you're on video, check this out. Take us off of your backwards monitor. There you go. That's going to come through a little bit on the audio, too. I'll turn it up so people can hear it. That's awesome.
Show
It's a
them
sweet
the handle.
lightsaber. Big ass lightsaber. It's heavy as hell too.
Mm.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it's
How
big
long
ass
did it
lightsaber.
take? Like, what was the process time?
This was a pre-built one because
Oh, okay.
I couldn't get into the to the custom one because I didn't know how to fucking do Disney.
Yeah.
Next time I will not make that mistake, but it's actually from Cal Kestis, who's from one of the video games. It's also just you can buy 2 of these and make it into a saber staff. They have a coupler that is in the box for it. And I obviously have a problem, so it's a 36-inch blade, so it's just a giant fucking lightsaber. But it's just dope as hell. Like I couldn't be happier to have an actual dope ass lightsaber.
That's awesome.
Jordan,
You can find me on Twitter at I'm Jorman. That's IMJORMAN.
you are your man.
I am Jorman. Always tweeting flesh and blood, politics, cricket, Oh my god,
Mumbai's on a streak, baby.
we got a dub, and oh my god, dude, that second win, like, let's go! Shout out to Caleb, who since he learned what cricket was, Mumbai is 2-0. So, we bought a cricket set,
Yes,
and we played some cricket in the backyard today.
No sixes for that bitch.
Yeah, no, I took Abby's wicket. It was great.
Nice.
Knocked her over. Yep.
Hold on. I got a 6.
Oh, she sixed you?
She did 6 me. She did 6 me, but then like the next pitch, I knocked her over. So it was great.
I mean, you got 6 though.
Yeah.
I found a place where you can buy a jersey in America. Problem is the size conversion. I have to figure that piece out, but I am still working on that.
So when I'm in Ohio, we're gonna play some cricket, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes,
Okay,
1,000%.
Like I've already got people lined up, so then when SCG comes to Columbus, we can just like have a cricket day.
Oh, I'll fucking go play cricket.
Yeah, and if we can get like the buds out there,
yeah, if you get
those
Tommy
and
Tommy out to play cricket, yeah,
yeah,
Tommy will
Tommy's a
100% come out and play cricket.
Well, so I'm sad that we're not driving actually to New Jersey now because we were going to bring the cricket set because I told Tommy we would play in a parking garage.
Like a parking garage cricket?
Yeah.
How hard is to hit a 6 in a parking garage?
Yeah, well, you'd lose the ball. The ball's gone,
Right,
right?
it's gone.
Yeah. But no, it was fun today to kind of like mess around. It's hard to bounce a cricket ball.
It really is not easy.
Like you would
those
think the
fucking
ball is
bowlers
built
are
for
real
bouncing,
good.
but no, like it is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, cricket bowlers are every bit as skilled as major league pitchers,
and it's a completely different skill. I don't think if you take like Garrett Cole and put him in, no, I don't think they do it.
Like maybe you could like
full toss your way there.
Maybe you could take like a center fielder, who's used to hopping one into hopping one into a catcher.
Yeah. I do think that they throw too hard, like objectively too hard. So, like, maybe, like, Garrett Cole full tosses and hits the wickets more often. But
I promise you we're not a cricket podcast yet.
Yeah, not a cricket pod. Not a cricket pod.
Not a cricket pod.
We may become a cricket pod.
We could be a cricket pod.
That's right.
Yeah. Chirp, chirp.
We always got to be ready to pivot whenever.
You got to be ready to pivot.
Okay.
Oh, fuck off.
Well, that is all we have this week. It has been great to be a part of this episode for 23 or for this podcast for 23 episodes. I hope you guys like your new host as much as you like me. But if you do have a problem with me being fired, please go ahead and put that into the Discord so that they can know that they made a mistake firing.
Well, it's smashing good time with the new host.
Come on now.
All right, we'll talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.